Hi everybody, it's Denise here. I have a video for you today using the Crafters Workshop stencils. I have been trying to, I'd say master, but I'm far from mastering alcohol inks. I'm just beginning to play with them and I am not very successful. I have so much to learn. I watch other YouTube videos and I see what they do, and when I try it, it just does not work for me. I've tried it on different papers and using alcohol and blending solution, and no matter what I do, it just comes out a mess. So here I am taking a Crafters Workshop stencil designed by Marlene. It's called Blooming Garden. I knew there was going to be bleed through. Like, I knew the alcohol ink would not stay just in the open areas, but I still wanted to give it a try. And instead of using felt on the applicator tool, I used foam because I thought maybe it wouldn't spread quite as much. And that worked fairly well, but again, there's bleed through and I knew there would be. So I just keep playing with different colors of alcohol inks. I'm not sure which colors I used. I didn't write them down as I was using them. I was just playing and I just let the camera roll. I use the sponge, the foam applicator, and then I will also get out my paintbrush and try doing some that way as well. So for now, I'll just let the video play and you can watch. And I forgot that I also use some makeup sponges. I just cut them in smaller pieces and applied the alcohol inks to them. I'm pretty sure that's it. The foam applicators, makeup sponges, and paintbrush. Okay, get ready because it's not going to be pretty when I take off the stencil. Just wait for it. That is so not pretty. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was a bit of a fail. This stencil is another one by Crafter's Workshop. It is designed by Rebecca Meyer. It's called Mesh Blocks. I really like how the alcohol ink looks here. It's quite pretty, I think, anyway. It still bleeds through, but I like it. I refuse to give up, so I just take my paintbrush and add more color, and it does help. It really does. It's still not really pretty, but it gets there. And in the end, I actually do like it. And when I catch a glimpse of it, like it's sitting on my desk, and as I'm walking by and I'll look at it and I'm like, hey, that's not bad. So keep watching because it does get better. I promise. Okay, here I decide to lay my stencil back down and go in with a Posca paint pen and just trace certain areas of the stencil. I've done the flower down in the bottom left corner. I just forgot to hit record. And then I take the stencil off and I decide to do a lot of just freehand and doodle. I'll use the black paint pen and the white. I should also mention that the cardstock I'm using, I'm not sure exactly what it is. When I was at my local craft store yesterday, the Paper Pickle, the store owner gave me a few sheets to try. It's a very glossy cardstock and it's really cool and I really like it. I will definitely be buying some the next time I go in. It's more plasticky to me than Yupo. Like, it's very shiny, very glossy, and I love how it looks in the end. And I find the top doesn't get sticky like it does on the Yupo paper and stuff, but I don't know. It would be nice to see how it really is if I knew what I was doing. So maybe my comparison is not fair because I still don't have a clue what I'm doing when it comes to alcohol inks. Hopefully one day I will. Like I said, I refuse to give up. I just see all the pretty things that are created with alcohol inks, and I want to be able to do it too. So hopefully, fingers crossed, one day I will be able to. So as you see, I'm just doodling lots with the paint pens, adding dots and scribbles and lines. Nothing fancy. And I do find the more doodles I add, the more I like it. See, I told you it would get better. This pen that I'm using here is by Sakura. It's a Pigma Micron. It is a pigment ink for waterproof and fade-proof fine lines. So I'm using this just for some smaller scribbles. And it works really well on the paper and on top of alcohol ink. I did find later when I'm doing the border, and I was trying to trace it afterwards, and I was going over some of the paint pen markers. I did find that the pen was losing its ink when it went over the paint pens, so I would try not to do that. But otherwise, it worked really well on the paper and on top of the inks. decided to add a little quote up on the upper right corner. I went with, "Be patient, everything is coming together." I thought it was kind of funny and kind of fitting for this page. There was quite a few times I could have given up on it and just trashed it, but I wanted to play with it and give it a chance, and like I said, I like how it turned out in the end. I'm just going over it again with the Pigma Micron pen just to give it a little bit of a scribbly look, and then I'll add some highlights to the letters with the white Posca pen, and that is it. So tell me what you think. Like, should I have trashed it, or do you think it turned out okay in the end? And if you have any tips with alcohol inks, I will read all that you have to say. And I appreciate any information you have for me. And thanks so much for watching, and if you haven't subscribed, please do so and give me a thumbs up. Thank you for watching. Bye.